my name is Asaf Avidan, and I guess people will call me a musician. I don't consider myself a musician because I'm not a trained musician. I just try to squeeze honesty out of myself with the tools of music.
I want you to hold me perpendicularly only. Sundown, Father gods, we were born to fear.
I feel rootless anyway. First of all, I moved countries. I moved from Israel to Italy, and I'm a foreigner. I'm an immigrant here, so it's difficult for me. Also, I'm Jewish, which is a tradition of no roots. We had no country for a long time. I'm a son of a diplomat parent, so we always traveled. So roots is not something I look for, and I don't feel I need. But trying to figure out who I am in this quiet was what became the album.
It's raining cats and dogs and lightning strikes my heart and sheds some light on to the fact that ain't so frightening.
The abundance of genres in this album and the abundance of physical voices that I take, because all the voices of the album are me, whether it's a gospel choir or it's a falsetto or it's the growling high-pitched voice that I usually use, or it's a low voice like a Johnny Cash kind of melancholic ballad. They all are parts of who I am and what I felt I needed to show, to depict, and so it just became obvious that that's what I need to do. I think every album I use as I said, music is a tool. It's a tool for self-reflection and introspection, and every album is like a layer in an archaeological dig, excavation deeper and deeper inside. Now with this album, and also because I just turned 40, I feel I'm mature and deep and old. I found something that surprised me. I found that I was not able to describe who I am. And at first I thought I just am talentless, or I'm not good enough to translate what I was feeling. But then the Anagnorisis for me, the moment of revelation, was that there is something inherently undescribable.
Love is a wave. Love is a wave around our bodies. Love is a wave.
Anytime that you put structure upon chaos, you are lying. You are confining it and narrowing it down until it's no longer honest. And if you partake in art, you're always creating structure. So inherently art is a lie, and that was a huge revelation for me. I decided that I'm just going to create a mosaic of the different characters that I hear. Every time I focus on a different thing, and maybe then the audience or me can connect the dots into some kind of constellation. You know, I can make a picture out of it which might be similar to who I am. Everybody goes through some kind of point of reflection. It doesn't have to be 40, but to me it happened on 40 because I also took that year off touring, and suddenly I had time to reflect on what I was doing up until this stage of my life and what do I want to do in the next stage of my life. Some people buy a red car and leave their wives. I decided to do the opposite. I decided to enjoy the nuances, to focus, not to create false drama, but to find the drama where there's little parts of it, to enjoy the vast spectrum of flavors that quiet life can bring you.
Wake up from your sleep, take a deep breath and let it all out. Over and over again.
What I try to persuade people to do is to search for complexity and honesty. And I feel today it's very, very difficult to even ask that in a world with one-line fast propagandas and very short attention spans of people. It's hard. But I think that the job of the artist is to show beauty where it's difficult to find it, in complexity, in hardship, in the spectrum of emotions that people usually push away. It's interesting. It's life, and I mean, I sound like a cliche, but I feel we should celebrate the entirety of it.
Finally, it's clear. It's always been you.
So I was working with different directors on the 3 videos that we released so far. And one of the directors is Wim Wenders, which is a very, very established and accomplished. He likes my music. He came to shows in Berlin, and we met a couple of times. And I've seen Pina that he did, the movie about Pina Bausch, and I knew that I wanted dance in all my videos, and I already had the dancers and everything. And so I just offered him to make a music video with dance, and he said, yeah, I love your music, I love dance, of course. But even working with him, apropos father figures and being able to trust and give and feeling small, I saw how much my cinematic old self is going like, but maybe, like, I felt so stupid because obviously he doesn't need me. The narcissistic cinematographer inside me kept on stupidly feeling that if only I could do this, maybe I could do this more precise to what I imagined. And it was a whole lesson for me to understand that it doesn't need to be my interpretation. I'm giving this to Wim to interpret it his own way, and I'm giving it to the dancers to interpret it, and that's the beauty, that's the real beauty of art, the collective interpretation.
Cross